Hello and welcome. You are watching world's biggest coverage of the invasion war in Ukraine. I'm Rajesh Pawar, and joining me on this broadcast are Maria Psrenko and Sergei Miranko. Over the next half an hour from the ground, we will bring you unparalleled stories from the war zone. It's day 26 of Putin's invasion, and key Ukrainian cities continue to be battered by Russian airstrikes. Several cities, including the capital city Kyiv, have suffered damage from relentless Russian bombardment. A shopping center in Kyiv was heavily damaged after a massive explosion struck the capital city by Russian shelling, leading to 6 deaths. More details in the next report.
A shopping mall on fire, schools shelled, and multiple airstrikes. Ukraine continues to face the unsparing onslaught of Putin's war machine. With the Russian invasion of Ukraine entering its 26th day, the blood is continuing to flow on the streets of Kyiv, Mariupol, and many other cities and towns spread across this big country. Several buildings in the capital city of Kyiv have suffered damage from relentless Russian bombardment in the last 24 hours. A shopping center in Kyiv was heavily damaged after a massive explosion struck the capital city by Russian shelling, leading to at least 6 deaths. Images on your screen show the deadly aftermath of that attack, while rescuers continued to save residents. But the forces advancing from the direction of Hostomel to the northwest were repulsed by fierce Ukrainian resistance. The Russian forces have made an all-out assault on the port city of Ukraine's Mariupol with multiple airstrikes. The western Ukrainian city of Rivne witnessed 2 massive missile strikes on a training ground captured on night camera. The port city of Odessa too has witnessed huge destruction due to shelling from Russian naval artillery. But Ukraine continues to mount a counterattack on Russian forces. The country has refused to back down even after 26 days of constant battering. A Russian warship, for instance, was targeted by Ukrainian forces, leading to a huge explosion off the coast of Odessa. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says that direct talks with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin is the ultimate solution to end this extended battle.
It is already the 25th day since the Russian military has been vainly trying to find imaginary Nazis from whom they allegedly wanted to defend our people, just as they are vainly trying to find Ukrainians who would meet them with flowers. And most importantly, the Russian military cannot find a way home. That is why our soldiers help them with the path to God's judgment.
The focus of entire military operations have shifted to a small port city of Mariupol on Azov Sea coast. The city has been surrounded by the Russian troops. The Ukrainians are still resisting in some pockets in Mariupol, and it looks like more than 90% of the city is under Russian control. They have given a choice to the people there that they may lay down their weapons, and they can leave the city. They will not be harmed. But if they do not do that, then the offensive will progress and many more casualties can be seen.
With Rajesh Pawar in Kyiv, Ukraine, Bureau Report, India Today.
Russian attack on Ukraine's 5th largest city and strategic port of Mariupol continues. My colleague Maria tells us more.
Ukrainian port city of Mariupol is under siege. Ukrainians continue to resist. Ukrainian army has rejected the proposal of Russian troops to lay down arms. Take a look at how the Mariupol city gives a fight back against Russians.
It's the final battle for Mariupol. The crucial port city of Ukraine is under siege. An all-out assault is happening as we speak by Russia to capture this town. Once a beautiful, bustling metropolis, it now has become hell on earth for residents, with Russian troops very close now to the heart of the city. As they look to capture this crucial urban center on the Azov Sea coast, they've sent out an offer to Ukrainian troops to raise the white flag in Mariupol and move out. But Ukraine is refusing to give in or budge from their city. Ukrainian officials have defiantly rejected the Russian offer to Ukrainian forces to lay down their arms and surrender. The Deputy Prime Minister of the country responded with a clear no to Moscow's offer. Ukraine has been putting up a brave face, but on the ground things are going from bad to worse visibly. Russia over the weekend bombed an art school that was converted into a shelter with 400-odd civilians inside. President Zelensky referred to the strike as the work of a mass murderer, putting the global spotlight on the city of Mariupol. Hundreds of residents still remain stranded in the port city and are fast running out of food and water. With non-stop shelling, people are forced to stay underground, coming up only to bid farewell to their loved ones and burying them anywhere they find space.
We have been in a basement for 11 days. This is the 25th day of war. We have been counting every one of them. We hope for the best, to live as humans. The apartment have been broken. Everything is broken. Where can we go from the basement? We are cooking at a fire. For now, we have some food and some firewood. In a week, we will have nothing, no food at all. What should we do?
But why is President Putin hell-bent on grabbing Mariupol? For starters, capturing this city would mean a full 100% control of the Sea of Azov. It's also just 50 kilometers from Russia and 85 kilometers from the Donetsk and Lugansk regions, both Russian-held. Putin is doing everything he can to get Mariupol to surrender, because it will help him extend dominance over Crimea. And the Russian president's Mariupol plan has led to unprecedented civilian casualties, a children's hospital bombed, mass graves in the heart of the city, and even shelters completely destroyed. With Rajesh Pawar in Kyiv, Ukraine, Bureau Report, India Today.
Over to Sergei, who will detail how Russians are pushing into Mariupol and Ukrainians fight back.
Russian forces have pushed deeper into Ukraine's besieged and battered port city of Mariupol, where heavy fights shut down a major steel plant. The fall of Mariupol would mark a crucial battlefield advance for the Russians, who are largely bogged down outside Kyiv cities of Ukraine. Here is a report. There are thousands of victims in this war, but perhaps the worst affected are the elderly, who are unable to live despite the constant danger. Rajesh, tell us more.
As Russians continue to rock Ukraine's capital city, across Kyiv, a volunteer force has emerged, helping those unable to leave. The network, supporting some of Kyiv's most vulnerable, works under the umbrella of an organization called Love Life, which helps the homeless and vulnerable amid war. An elderly couple, Galina and her husband Nikolai Petrovich, in the small village of Kalyani Vaska, worry their village will be the next target for Russian troops as they advance into Brovary town to firm up their siege of Kyiv. But they vow to remain in their hometown amid constant Russian shelling. More details in the next report.
Ukraine continues to stand strong in the face of Russian atrocities. President Volodymyr Zelensky reassured good times for Ukraine are to come. Here is his message of hope and reassurance.
As the Russia-Ukraine war enters day 26, the horror is growing to stop the war. People around the world are protesting against Putin's military actions in Ukraine.
The chorus is growing to stop the war. The world protesting Putin's military action in Ukraine. Hundreds protested in Madrid and marched against Russia's invasion of Ukraine, holding placards seeking peace and chanting slogans against Russian President Vladimir Putin. Protesters marched to Puerta del Sol in the Spanish capital.
I am against Putin's war that is only destroying and causing the death of innocent people. I want the war to end as soon as possible.
Pro-Ukraine rallies were also taken out in Switzerland and Armenia's Yerevan, where protesters slammed Russian offensive. At the Kukuriki-Koslovichi border crossing point, a convoy of trucks has already stretched for over 30 kilometers. Protesters are blocking heavy trucks coming from Russia and Belarus with supplies for the invasion army. Similar scenes were also seen in Ukraine's Kherson, controlled by Russia, and in Kakhovka region. The most shocking news came from Ukraine's Berdansk, where Ukrainian protesters claimed that the military assaulted and detained them. Meanwhile, many Russian nationals bitterly opposed to the war are fleeing their country to escape hounding and legal persecution for joining unsanctioned anti-war protests. Many are heading to the United States and are stuck at the US-Mexico border. Bureau Report, India Today.
Russians have just started to see the effect the war is having on their economy as sanctions and international isolation begin to bite. From inflation to supply chain logistics, every corner of the economy has started to feel the effect. Here is a news report. That's all we have for you in this broadcast. For more news and latest updates, keep watching India Today.